So now let's talk about another key aspect of legal work that Zoho Writer can simplify: service-based invoices and billable or non-billable timesheets. So imagine a law firm managing various types of cases: criminal, diverse, civil, and much more. This firm tracks all its case related data in a sheet. Now they need to generate a consolidated bill for a big corporate client involved in multiple cases across these categories. And the next use case is the same law firm also wants to analyze its earnings. They aim to categorize earnings based on the client and advocate who worked on each case. Additionally, the law firm wants to track each advocate's individual contribution to the firm's total revenue. Zoho Writer enables law firms to create customized reports that categorizes earnings and provide insights into advocate-specific performance. So to illustrate these scenarios, Gautam will now walk us through a live demo. He'll show us how Zoho Writer can be used to generate service-based invoices and track earnings with detailed categorizations.
Definitely, Shini. So here, as you can see, we have created a template. It is a merge template called billing invoice. So the main objective of this template is to generate an invoice for a client handled by the law firm. So we have multiple clients. Let's just say that the organization law firm called Zilker has got multiple clients and they want to send out an invoice for a particular client called ABC company. So what we can do is we can first connect this data source. So here you can see that all the advocates working on the particular client will be entering their information over here. So they will be adding the duration that has been spent on a particular case and the client name, type, case description. All these informations are available in my data source. It's a raw data. So now we are going to use this raw data and convert it so that it can be generated as an invoice and it can be sent to the clients. So for this, what we are going to do is once the data source is connected, we are going to use group by and aggregate fields to display the content more visually so that it's easily understandable. So for that, first, what we are going to do is we are going to create a group by set where I'm going to group the data using the client's name and then furthermore group it down by the case description, advocate name, and the duration that has been spent. So once I create this group set, so to create this group set, what we have to do is we have to click on the case description and click on group by option. So once you click on group by, you'll be able to find this option where you can add multiple criteria to group the data that you have. And once this process is done, I have inserted group the case description as in a repeat table. So I've added the repeat table and inserted the field into it. And furthermore, I've also inserted group advocate name in the B row. And furthermore, for billing hours, I have added an aggregate field. So I have aggregated this based on group case description. So using the case that was handled, I'm going to aggregate the field duration. So here under field to aggregate, I've used duration as the field to be aggregated, and it's going to be aggregated based on the field called the group case description. And also we have various operations available. So if you'd like to check the number of durations, you can use count. So in this section, I'm going to use sum so that I would get the total number of billable hours for the particular case. And finally, I have added the total, which is also an aggregate field. And in this, I'm also using the case description for aggregation. And the field I'm using in this section is the total amount. So to aggregate a field, what you have to do is you just have to get into the respective field and click on the aggregate option. And you'll be getting this window where you'll be able to select the operation and the aggregation based on the field that you require. So once this table is set up, you can go ahead and check out the final output. But before that, you can also see that I have added various fields such as merge fields, and I've added a date field. And furthermore, I've also calculated the due date using the date field that I have added. So here you can see that from today's date, I have added 15 days as the due date so that the invoice has to be paid. The bill has to be paid within the due date. And here you can also see that I have options to exclude the weekdays or weekends based on my preference. And not only addition, you'll also have options to subtract the date field. And furthermore, to generate the invoice number, it's really difficult for me to manually enter the invoice number each time I generate the document. So for that, I'm using the sequence number option. So here I'm going to add a prefix called INV and the numbers that's going to start from 00001. And furthermore, and the suffix, I have inserted a field called case ID so that it will be able to generate a unique sequence number for the documents that is getting generated. And in the output section, I'll have various options. So I can save the document or send it for email, or since it's an invoice, I can also send it for sign collection for getting approvals, etc. So in this scenario, I'm going to use the email address that is pulled from the data source. So I've added the subject and it's going to be the PDF file that I'm going to attach in my email. And furthermore, once this configuration is done, all I have to do is just send out the document by merging. So let me show you a preview so that you'll get a clear idea on how these group by and aggregate fields work. So here you can see that the invoice number is generated along with the case ID, and the date issued and the due date is also available. And furthermore, as we have used description as the field to group by, you can see that this particular client called ABC Corp has had property dispute, and the advocates involved are Advocate C and Advocate A, and the billable hours is also mentioned in this section. So furthermore, we also have contract dispute, criminal case, and divorce case. And by totaling all these amount based on the billable hours, you'll be able to check out the total amount for this particular client that needs to be billed. So now all I can do is just simply email out this invoice and wait for my payment. So this is how you can make use of aggregate, group by, and merge operation to display the contents that you have. So the raw data that we have can be visually represented in a excellent manner to generate the invoices. So now, next, let's move on to the other use case,